Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with a young gentleman who's been in the sport for a little amount of time. He's what I would call a pioneer, a scholar and a gentleman, a visionary, and one of the men who are responsible for why all of us are here today. And I know that sounds a little godlike, but with regards to paintball, I think that is a valid point. May I please introduce you to the one, the only, the mystique that is Mr. Bud Orr. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. Pleasure being here.
Thank you, my friend. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
I'm in a great paintball field and having a great time.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yep.
We are here at Living Legends 9, and it's 2016. And I wanted to show the world a little bit of who you are, what you've done, and what you, I don't know, how much you mean to all of us, which is a big thing. When did you get into this thing called paintball?
1984.
Okay. How was it taken back then?
How was it what?
How was it taken back then? How did people feel about it?
I never knew paintball too much, and then my son's birthday came up when I think he was 14, and I went and played for his birthday.
Okay.
My daughter took me and some of her employees at where she worked, and I went out and played and had a great time, and then I got shot up pretty bad. And couldn't figure out why. I'm the type of person that like to know why things happen.
Absolutely.
So I went back the next week to figure it out, and I figured it out.
Nice.
And I went back and made a little tool and a little device, and then when I went back the third week, I shot them. So,
what kind of tool was that you made?
well, back then, the only thing we had was PGPs and flat mounters and stuff like that. So they used powerlets and little 12-gram CO2s. So as soon as you released it to change one, they'd run up and shoot you because you were helpless. Mm-hmm. So I went and I made a little cylinder, and I put a valve on it, and I put a powerlet in it, and I went shh. They'd run up to shoot me, and I shoot them.
Outstanding.
So that was my first device I made in paintball.
Let's get out of paintball for a second. Where did a young Mr. Orr grow up?
I was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and raised in Miami. 16, my dad came home in November and said, we're moving to California. So we up and moved to California, and that's where I've been ever since.
Names of your parents. Who were they? What kind of parents brought you up?
My dad was a hillbilly, I would say, but great guy. He taught me a lot. He had the old iron rule where if you done something bad, you got your butt whipped. So
that's old school, sir.
I'd call it the St. Vitus dance. That's where you grab your left arm and beat your butt with the other hand. But,
I've experienced one or two of those.
Yeah. Back then it was the golden rule. You only done something bad once.
I like that.
No, and he was a great guy, mechanic. I was raised in a shop, basically. Grew up.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. Went to work when I was 9. Today that's child abuse, but I thought back then I had to make a little money to do things with.
9 years old. Wow. That's
worked in a junkyard pulling parts off of cars.
How much could you make doing something like that?
$5 a day.
Wow. That's not bad, actually.
No. $250 went to me and $250 went to my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was mom?
Mom was a great lady. You know, learned a lot from her, and she was just a great mom. Always cleaning, clean. Everything. She worked all day cleaning the house, and the house wasn't very big, you know, but she cleaned the house.
And being with a couple of shop guys and a kid who worked in a junkyard, that probably wasn't an easy job to do.
Back then, we wasn't home much.
Oh, I guess not. You're always working?
You know, it was a golden rule too. If the street lights come on, if we had street lights,
Yeah.
and you better be home. But from 8 o'clock in the morning to the street lights, we was just out playing, doing our thing.
Now, if you're like doing stuff like working when you're almost like 9, what was school like?
I was kind of I call it a dumbass when I was in school, because I had a real tough time. Even paintballers knew it, reading.
Okay.
And the one who taught me to read was Bob McGuire.
Really?
Yeah. And in
Outstanding.
1998, it was actually Kevin Polk and Bob McGuire, and we done a PTI training course. And,
Okay.
I had dyslexia and didn't know it.
Okay.
So he brought that to light.
Amazing.
And he explained to me how to read, and I've improved greatly since then. But I only went to the 9th grade.
That's outstanding.
You know,
Well,
went to school 11 years, but only went to the 9th grade.
There's nothing wrong with that, brother.
No.
My goodness gracious, that's amazing. I
But
had no idea.
My mind, I stored things very easily, and I'm very mechanically inclined.
Okay.
So
Okay. And you said you moved out there when you were 16.
yeah.
How was that, the transition? Teenager, moving to a whole different type of lifestyle area.
You know, when I was growing up, we moved a lot, and when you do that, you learn to adapt.
Yeah.
You know, if you adapt to the surroundings and the people, and it was different.
Okay.
You know, in California, it was kind of, well, in Florida, you went to school, I didn't care how rich or poor you were, you went to school dressed nice.
Yeah.
In California, I went to school, and people had jeans and long T-shirts. And
Yeah.
I didn't even own a pair of jeans. And
Yeah.
I don't think I owned T-shirts. It was
Yeah.
all button-up shirts.
Oh,
you
goodness.
know.
A little more laid back.
Yeah.
I know a lot of some SoCal people. That's
Yeah.
how they tend to be.
So I fit in like a sore thumb, but the girls liked it.
California girls, sir.
That was a good time.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, and one thing that they should know is that your first passion is racing.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about that. What kind? Are we talking open wheel? Are we talking stock class? What
Anything.
are you talking? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you gotten behind the wheel yourself?
Oh, I have.
Okay. What part of the aspect did you enjoy?
I was in Florida when I was growing up, and I worked right next door. My dad, where he worked, was a shop, and next door was Bobby Allison,
Wow.
which is very well known open. You know, he's
Yes.
a NASCAR guy.
I'm not even a huge NASCAR guy, and I know that. So that's
Yeah.
wow. That's really
He
cool.
was, and he was young. I was young, and we had a good time. And when I moved out, actually, I used to do engine conversions with my dad. My first car when I was 14 was a 41 Chevrolet with a 331 Cadillac in it that I put in it. So,
I was a beast.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
My dad and I were real known for engine conversions.
Oh
I'd
really?
done that before I got into paintball.
Oh, interesting. Your dad, was he there to experience any of your paintball adventures?
Yeah, matter of fact, at SC Village, we were looking at a target practice thing, and my dad come up with an idea of making a target where you shoot the targets down,
Yes.
and then you didn't have to walk out; you just pulled a big rope and it
Come back up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my
All right.
dad and I built that, and I took it out to SC Village.
Nice.
He passed away in '88,
Okay.
prostate cancer, and
Okay.
so, but yeah, no, he did experience a little paintball.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So could he? And
He liked it.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I could see why. How could you not? Like,
I don't
just
know
the
anybody
engineering
that don't
alone
like
within
that.
it. Well, there you go, right? If they don't like it, they haven't
I'm surrounding
played.
myself with a bunch of adrenaline junkies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank goodness you did. You were at What do you think of the new stuff nowadays? Like, I know you're very big when it comes to safety and paintball. People are afraid of like certain new things that come to the sport, like first strike rounds, which is something. What do you think about like the new different type of projectiles in paintball?
Hate them.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
Nope.
Is it a safety thing? Or they just
I'm sorry. I mean, it's a
no,
great idea,
that's
but,
why I'm here. I like to hear these things.
Right here last year, I got hit in the jaw with one, and guy was about 50 yards away.
Okay. Ouch.
Oh, I put a hole in my
Ouch.
cheek.
Damn.
Now, if that would have been an eye or somebody had basically a bad set of goggles on, it would have put their eye out. And I'm just not a fan of stuff like that. I'm safety first. Adults have the right to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Kids don't.
Yeah.
And if kids have a tendency of going out and they think it's fun to crank up the velocity, and that's bad news. But if you're going to lose an eye, it ain't worth playing. The way I look at it. And if it hurts hard enough, you're not going to come back. So I mean if you're going to promote paintball, you got to promote it in a safe manner. That's the way I look at it.
For those who have never heard about it, tell me about the autococker. What does that mean to you?
Fun.
Fun? Yeah. It's a paintball marker.
Yes.
And for a long time, it was the pinnacle of tournament markers, which a lot of people don't know. What do you think of those compared to like today's new fangled dangled markers?
Well, when I started paintball, I made the sniper to start with, and I made that off of basically a guy made me mad. So I went home, made a gun, and shot him in the butt. So, but it was a friend of mine too. But accuracy is what I'm after, and playing the game as it should be played, not throwing paint, but accuracy and a challenge to try and sneak up on somebody and shoot them. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
But you go out there and use a case of paint and not hit nobody. There's something wrong with that. And I like that type of sport. I'm one of the guys that invented that
Yes,
type
sir.
of the thing.
Yeah.
But it just got too expensive, and if it gets too expensive, then you're not going to have a lot of people playing it.
Yeah.
And I think woods ball, like this place here,
Yes, sir.
brings it back.
Yeah.
And the way it should be played, in my opinion. But there's always tournament. I mean, you got to honor every type of play.
Exactly.
And I do, and I like to watch speedball, and I like to watch, all that stuff. But I like woods ball the best, I think. It's more of a challenge.
And the thing is, that's the thing. I think a lot of the new players nowadays, you hear a lot of kids saying, oh, they don't like this type of paintball, and they don't like that type of paintball. And it gets very childish in a way, in that when they become truly good at the sport and they truly love the sport, they can appreciate all angles of it.
Yes.
And I think that's maybe an age maturity thing. Once you get to a certain age and once you experience what it has to offer, you appreciate all aspects of it. And just like anything else, I suppose.
I think a lot of it stems from video games, and fast triggers and, things disappearing and coming back, and you try and get them faster and stuff like that. What paintball brings them from the couch, playing that, into real life.
Yes, sir.
And at that point, they got to combine the two. And once they combine the two, then they realize that there's more to it than just sitting there pulling the trigger.
Yes.
And then now you get into more realistic stuff. And it's a good tool to learn, to grow up with, I think.
It is. Yeah, I totally agree.
It takes you from video games to real life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's a big difference between running with a full pack on a video game and just pressing a button and having to do that in real life, in the bush, in the heat, with the mosquitoes flying around your head.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now, speaking of bringing stuff back, what do you think of the resurrection of the cocker, the sniper?
Well, I love it.
Okay.
You know, it's I just love it. I mean, I love ingenuity, you know, and there's always got to be a way to make a rounder wheel,
Okay.
you know, and there's always
I like that.
cocker's been. I mean, you can modify it to whatever you want. I mean, and they're doing leaps and bounds on top of that.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, some people would get mad at it, but I don't. You don't stifle progress, you know, and you know, human mind is great, and what it can come up with is awesome.
Do you miss the sport?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
We want to get you back out there.
Do what?
We want to get you back out there. I know it's hard, but
Well, it is. It's hard. I like everything. You know,
Yeah.
I like to go fast. I mean,
Yes,
going
sir.
fast and this is going fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're adrenaline junkie.
yes, sir.
That's what I am. You know.
Well, you're an icon of the game, so
I appreciate that.
icons of the game say you're their icon. You know what I mean? Like I need a better word to define who you are. Like I remember, you know, like people receive stuff from you and they cry. That says a lot. Like that's leaving that's a legacy within itself. And it's an amazing thing. And there's certain resurgencies happening. Like there's more autocockers that are coming out there, old school autocockers that people are bringing out to games. You know what I mean? That's a big thing right there. And I just hope you realize how much you mean to everyone. That's a big thing. Like someone told me a couple of years ago that you knew who I was, and I was blown out of the water. Like I didn't want to play. I was like, I don't have to play paintball anymore. Bud knows my name. You know what I mean?
You're awesome.
Well, no, thank you.
You
sir.
help bringing the sport out.
Oh, thank you,
That's
man.
it in a nutshell.
I appreciate that, but it's when you have your idols recognize you, and when you are an idol, and one is such a gentleman as yourself, you do what you do. I say from the bottom of my heart and everyone else, thank you. And especially for you to show up here at this insane Living Legends things on a regular basis, for the most part, that's very...
Well, I love the people. The people is what, I mean, paintball are a different breed of people. I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah.
I was getting down on people, but I came last year actually 3 years ago, and it just revitalized my thoughts on people.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
This is the neatest, awesomest group of people.
It's you know what, I like it a lot. It stays away from a lot of the nonsense, especially when you come in person and get to hug it out with guys and see longtime friends. It's huge. See, it takes a certain type of personality to play paintball. From what I find, you know what I mean. It's not like the golf country club where you sit around and talk about how much you spent on each other's. Well, we can talk about that because we spent a lot of money on this year.
Yeah,
but it's not, it's not. You can come in from any walk of life and any background, and we don't care what your job is. You could be a janitor or a lawyer.
Equal.
Everybody's equal. Because out there, it's about the paint you shoot. You know what I mean?
No bullshit in life.
Thank you. Plain and simple. I want to ask you a few in-depth, one-word answer questions. Just fling them out to you, and you just tell me what comes off the first thing off the top of your head.
Okay.
Nothing scary. What is your favorite physical object in the world? Doesn't have to be paintball related or anything. Just your favorite thing that you have.
My wife.
That's okay. It's a very safe, smart, and awesome awesome answer.
She is my favorite thing.
Awesome. Wife's name?
Kathy.
Kathy. Where is Kathy right now?
Home.
Home.
Taking care of my dogs.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Thank you, Kathy. Another question. What is your favorite thing to hear a person say to you?
Thank you.
What is your least favorite thing to hear a person say?
Complain.
What sound is music to your ears?
Engines.
Nice. Any specific engine?
Horsepower.
Oh, okay. No said, sir. That's like one of the most manly answers I've ever heard on this show. Outstanding.
Horsepower.
What thing, and I think you've already answered this, but ask again, what thing do you love other than paintball in your life? Like what activity do you like to do other than paintball?
God, I do a lot of
Card player? Are you a golf man?
off-roading.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we talking like rock crawling, or are we talking like more settled mud trails?
Anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we go fast.
Okay.
Kathy been upside down with me a few times in a few cars.
Really?
She says,
You rolled it.
yeah, we do a lot of.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Jesus.
First one was on her birthday.
No.
I'm not going to tell you what she told me.
We might have to use the censorship bleeps.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be bleep.
Outstanding. What was your least favorite or worst job you've ever done?
That's a tough question. There's not a one. There's a lot of tough jobs, but you learn from tough jobs. So none of them is bad if you learn something from them.
I like that. Goodness gracious, that is great.
Yeah, it just. And I run I do a lot of things that it's self-inflicted, just to see if I can do them.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, and a lot of people are shy away from stuff. If enough people shy away from them, that's when I jump on it.
What was something you gained in your life because of paintball?
Oh, I changed a lot.
Yeah.
People have a way of a good effect and of life, and that's enjoying people more. Because you get in paintball, you learn to, and you mentioned it earlier. You know, there's all walks of life. I've played next to doctors, and I've played next to lawyers, and I've played next to homeless people. You know, and you really can't tell the difference.
Yes, sir.
It's just you learn.
Is there anything that you felt that you've lost or sacrificed because of paintball?
In the younger parts of paintball, yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time with my family that I should have.
And what do you see of the future of paintball?
There's some things I would change if I was I would try to change, and that's in the safety area.
Okay.
If people get hurt, they're not going to come back. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
all the time I've been in paintball, that's the one thing that deters people from continuing playing is getting hurt.
Yes, sir.
And that's the one thing that I always try to prevent.
Sir, thank you. Taking your time out of your busy schedule at this crazy event we call Living Legends. I'll be in a dream of mine to get you on camera, nice and quiet and relax and chat. And there's so much to learn about you. We're gonna have to do a part 2 someday, because I know we barely scratched the surface of the iceberg that is Budor.
Well, I appreciate being here, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you asking me to be here.
Okay.
It means a lot.
Again, thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great time this weekend. And is there anything you wanted to plug or anything, or let the people know about?
No,
No.
everything's good. Love the people here.
Yes,
Love
sir.
you. Love the people.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thank you for watching this special edition of Inside the Paintballer Studio. We shall see you next time. Have a good day.